And Stalin says that's
The fuck?
idealism. Yes, pessimism is an idealist philosophy. Yeah, you're right, Stalin. But
I mean, I think in many ways most philosophies are idealisms.
well, like except materialist analysis, which is not.
Still, it could be seen as an idealism in many ways, I feel like.
Well, it could be seen as idealistic in the sense of like.
It's like if you look about it, hedonism and materialism is the idealism of material, right?
Well, I'm talking about like what dialectical materialism, like Marxism and shit. Which I'm not talking about like being materialistic, like the personality trait. I'm talking about like the analytical lens of how to view history, as in like it functions based on material conditions instead of just like great people and ideas moving history forward.
I mean, it's still all fucking idealisms, though. It all starts as an idealism.
But idealism, like the definition that's opposed to is like thinking it's the other way around. Like ideas work through us and as if they're like platonic forms of ideas, you know, and that like rather than like you do things all day and then that makes you think things. Idealism is like the other way around, like you think things and then you do things. Obviously on a general level that's like vice versa cyclical, but like
Well, I
Stalin
mean,
put it like
it's like
matter comes
it's
before
like yin to
mind.
yang. One can't exist without the other.
What, idealism and materialism?
It's like yin and yang. One can't exist without the other, right?
You mean idealism and materialism?
Yeah, idealism and materialism can't exist without the other.
Why? You mean like in people's heads or like they're both correct at once?
I mean, fucking, well, if you really think about it, if it's cyclical, like you said,
On a
the thought
general
process
level.
is cyclical, it still fucking is seen as cyclical. One can't exist without the other because if you take one out of the equation, then the circle is broken.
Well, yeah, which is why we still.
Materialism falls apart without idealism, and idealism falls apart without materialism.
Well, that's why we still think about how people think. Like that's still part of the Marxist analysis.
Honestly, I really feel like until um, communism finds a true place where it is succeeding in every from every viewpoint, or from like most at least most viewpoints, then it's always going to be an idealism.
You mean like an idea, like existing within our dreams, not necessarily like an idealism.
Dude,
Which
you're like breaking up. I can't understand you.
you mean like it'll just be an idea unrealized in reality.
Yeah, until communism works in reality, it's never going to be anything more than idealism.
Well, in order to do that, we argue that we must change the material conditions of society to bring it about.
Yeah, so you're trying to start the cycle of communism, right?
Okay, what do you
But
mean by the
you guys
cycle
are
of communism? We're
so
trying to realize the idea of communism. That's what
yeah,
that book is about.
idealism and materialism. It's cyclical. It's a cycle. What I'm trying to explain is you're trying to start the cycle of the idealism to materialism inside communism, right?
I
And you're coming
guess.
at it from we got to start from the materialistic. You're starting trying to start it from the materialistic viewpoint. And I think that's where you guys are trying to do it in a way that's going to be wrong, because I really feel like if you're going to take an idealism and a thought process and put it into motion, it has to start as an idealism and then brought into a materialistic standpoint.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to
You're trying
do.
to force it to start. Well, the way you're describing it is you're trying to start it out as materialism and bring it into an idealism.
Well, no, we
And
understand it's just
that's
an
where you're trying to start
idea.
this.
We have to realize the idea by changing the material conditions of society. That's not the same thing as starting, like, cart before the horse. You're just
Dude,
describing what I
you're
just
still
said.
you're breaking up.
Oh, fuck.
Can't
Shit.
Yo,
What?
still there?
Yeah.
Okay, now I can hear you. All right. Fucking, but I don't know. I think I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Like I'm trying to say something, but I'm not putting the words together in my head. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta think about this real quick. Um, Yo, help me out here. I need to think about this for a minute.
Well, what are you thinking about? Like,
Like,
I don't know what point you're trying to make.
I'm trying, I'm trying to sit here and I'm trying to help you try to figure out a way that communism could work in a society that, and in like a society of compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. You got it. I feel like a lot of the basis of communism, from how it's been described to me and how much I've read about it, is the idea of communism is the economy of trade and compromise, right?
Wait, say that again. I'm thinking of another
The
point.
idea, the thought process of communism is it's the economy of trade and compromise, right?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, like the way you've always talked about socialism and communism to me is that you kind of want to wipe out the um, money side of, or like like the economic money side of um, trade.
Yeah, rip apart the
You,
corporate
you,
structure. A society without currency.
yeah. Um, what I'm trying to, and that's what I mean
I
when
wish
I
you could
say,
join too, Stalin, to be honest. Like,
well, that'd be unfair. Then I would have to add like another right winger to this.
yeah, that's a little dogpiley, and I don't know if Illuminati is awake or whatever.
Honestly, though, if I was gonna have a right winger join, I think I'd want to get like a right winger that like understands my viewpoint, and I understand theirs.
Right.
Well, I feel like I sound Canadian when I say that.
But
Was that racist?
no, Canadian isn't a race either. But Stalin says that, and he's correct, that dialectical materialism encompasses what people think. Like I said, like we also consider what people think. Like that's part of it.
So, well, as I was saying, you're talking about a state without currency, right?
Well,
Excuse me,
without
Jesus Christ.
a
Or,
society without a state either, without currency.
oh,
Yeah.
well, I honestly, I was just trying to remember the word you said. A society without currency. So, the idea of communism, as I said before, is the economy of pure trade without currency and compromise without currency, because you have to compromise and come to an idea of what the worth of one thing to another is. Like, a house could be worth, like, fucking, I don't know, let's just say 40 sheep, for example, or something like that.
Well, worth is just how much work you put in and how much need that you take out of the society. Like that's how worth is measured. It's not like just going back to a primitivist barter system. Like that's not. It's not about
Well, that's the thing,
trading.
though. You have to go through a primitive barter system to kind of come to the idea of what worth of work to need is. Because you could be taking one man's work in the 40 sheep and one man's need in a house.
What do you mean? What's your what do you what?
You need to start the way all economies start from. The basis of all economy is primitive barter system. It's where economy started. It was a primitive barter system,
Okay,
right?
yeah, okay.
So you need to go through a point where you're trying to figure out, including this primitive barter system, to set up a work to need basis of economy. Like how much work somebody puts into something to the need of the person that the economy is working through, right? Because one man's work creates the worth of the need of somebody else, is what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Well, no,
Or
it's not.
explain to me if I'm.
Working does not create need. It's not like a scale. It's like production is so efficient that that's how society works. Like we've reached that point. Um because communism comes after capitalism, and capitalism, just as Marx pointed out, is really good at overproducing commodities. So once we have the abundance that capitalism creates, we can it's just a higher stage of society after that.
So communism needs capitalism?
Well, communism kind of needs to neutralize the problem of scarcity, I think, is what it would need to be brought about in reality,
All right,
which capitalism
so
might be able to do.
what you're trying to say is that people have put in enough work. Well, let's just use, like, I don't know, a certain food, for example, like corn. All right, I'm gonna use corn in this example. Um, so we've put in a certain amount of work to create enough corn that the scarcity of corn is wiped out, basically making it, in a capitalist viewpoint, the value of corn worthless.
Wait,
Okay?
can you make that point again?
So, fucking, I'm using corn in this example. And the
Okay.
idea is, um, so people have put in a certain amount of work to create enough corn in the United States, for example, that the scarcity of corn and the worth and the capitalist viewpoint of worth in that corn has fallen to a point where it's zero. So we can literally just give it away without having to worry about running out of corn. What happens after a period of time when you do have to start worrying about the corn running out again?
We can produce it based on need, though. We just keep producing it if there's need.
Yeah, but what's driving people to work, or what's driving people, motivating people to do the work to produce the corn when they're just being given it? Oh, this
The fact
by
that they still need to eat. Who the fuck else is gonna grow it unless it's like automated? Like people need to eat, so they're gonna make food.
so they're going. So basically, you're saying
They would
everybody
all
has the right to
starve if they didn't.
produce what they. Everybody has the right to produce what they need by themselves.
Well, society collectively should produce what each individual needs.
So why can't individuals produce what they need?
Well, obviously society is made up of people, so yeah, like people are going to be producing things.
So why don't the individuals themselves produce what they need? Capitalism's fine with that.
Well, because
Capitalism
communism
says,
doesn't just
"Oh, you
mean
can
like
produce what you need. Why you can have it."
it doesn't mean individual autonomy. It like spread out across. Like it means like society actually like functions to keep people alive. Like that's
And that's my example, though. I'm using this as an example, Matthew or Madeline. I'm sorry. Um, fucking society. Your society has gotten to a point where there's no poor people left. All right, nobody's homeless. Everybody is in a situation where they can produce what they need. What is the so why if everybody is producing what they need, then why what is the need? Where is your need for the socialist economy to take a certain amount and give it to somebody else when everybody's already doing what they have to? And why, and here's my point, and why do we need a communist state to do that in the first place when, as in a capitalist state, you can do that too?
well with in communism there's no state first of all.
Well, then, that communist society, like, what's the
And in
point in needing
capitalism, you can't do that
what is
too.
the
What do you
point in
mean?
needing
In
this?
capitalism, people work for people who are better off than them strictly because they work for them. Like that's what capitalism is. That's not people
But
working
you,
producing what they need for
but you see a lot of
themselves.
people who live in this. You see a lot of people in this capitalist state that go out and get out of society and go and produce what they need, and then overproducing what they need, so they then can sell it to the people, to other people that need it, right? That's why you see fucking homesteaders. There's so many fucking homesteaders out there that are already doing that. They're producing what they need and then producing more than what they need and selling it.
Well, yeah, you can obviously you can do that if you
So
want
that just
to,
goes to
but that's
show
that's
that in a
not
capitalist state, in a capitalist society, in a capitalist state, people can do what communism wants to do, thus making it
that
no
doesn't
need
make it
for the communist
communism.
society in the first place.
That doesn't make it pointless either, because the things that we're trying to get rid of still exist.
And what are you trying to get rid of then?
Because it's exploitation
You're trying.
and it's bad. It's not how I think society should function. It's not what
So
I
you're
want to
saying.
see in
So
the
you're
world.
saying. So what you're saying is people shouldn't have the choice to work for other people
Well, what I'm saying is that under capitalism
because
as it exists right
people
now,
make the
working for other
choice.
people isn't a choice. Because if you don't do it, you
Yes, it
starve to
is.
death, theoretically. If you don't have someone else to
No,
support you, if you
because
can just go on welfare and
if you
live
take
off
the
shit.
certain amount of if you take a certain amount of money that you have before you start working, and then you go and use that money to start producing stuff for yourself and surviving for yourself, then you don't need to work for somebody. When you go to work for somebody, you sign a contract making the choice to work for them.
It's still coercive. Because what's the alternative? There's a reason why
People
people
can,
do
you know,
jobs. Like, there's. Because they need it to
people
live
can
in our
that
society. That's how it
people
works.
can make the choice. People can make the choice to produce things for themselves and then overproduce to create a profit.
But realistically, few people can. Like,
If I want to
you're
start an
talking about,
apple
like,
orchard, all I need to, if you really think about it, if I want to start an apple orchard, all I need to do is have an apple. I eat an apple, take out the seeds, plant the seeds. Now I've got multiple trees growing.
yeah, but who owns that land, especially in a capitalist society? You need the
There you
land
go. You just
too.
started a.
You need way more than a seed to do anything.
If there's an abundance of land that's not being used,
Hello? Are you there? Fuck me, dog. All right, what are you? Hello? Hello?
hello,
Hello.
yo, did how much of that did you hear
You cut
or
off.
cut out?
I don't remember when you cut off, but I haven't. It's been like a minute.
All right, so you didn't hear anything about the squatters' rights.
No.
All right, so in our capitalist society, there's these beautiful things called squatters' rights, right?
Yeah, you can live on someone
And yes,
else's
we still,
land. Yeah.
and we actually still have these today, and that's one thing I find hilarious about our society because this is something created by our founding fathers that hasn't been fucking touched. But squatters' rights basically say if you can live on a piece of government-owned land that isn't owned by someone else, and actually I think you can if you can live on somebody else's land for the correct amount of time, you can claim it. But as I was saying, if you're living on this land for a certain period of time and you're not forced off of it within, if you stay there for the correct amount of time abiding by the law, then you can lay claim to that land, thus making it yours. Then from there, you can eat an apple, take the seeds, put the seeds in the ground, water them, and efficiently grow them until they grow into more apple-bearing trees, and thus, oh, you've got a business started.
But
You're producing what you need, and now with your overproducing, you're making profit off of.
that's still capitalist. That's also
Even if it's a
pure
minuscule.
idealism.
And as I said, this was all based off an example. What
Yeah,
I'm
this is
trying to
just a
make the point
hypothetical
of,
situation.
but what I'm trying to make the point of, and if you really think about it, so is literally all of fucking communist writing.
What?
There's so much communist writing that's pure fucking idea, and idealism.
That's not what.
It's just all fucking.
Idea does not equal
None of it's ever going to
idealism.
happen in reality.
Doubt. Can I get a doubt in the chat, please?
But fucking, my point was that 90% of the things you want in a communist-based society can be produced in a capitalist society.
That doesn't change the mode or how the means of production are distributed, which is the difference, though.
Why do the means of production need to be changed?
Because it's exploitative
If
for
people
workers
if
to not
people can
own the places they work at.
if people can start their own businesses and make profits, why do people need to change? Why does the means of production need to change?
Because we're trying to abolish class.
Why though?
Because
What's
we think
what's your
society
need
would
to
be
abolish
better
class?
without this weird hierarchical structure based on monetary things.
What?
Because we
Break
think it
that
would be
down.
better without the stratification that our way of doing business creates.
So what would be your idea of a communist-based business?
Well, the closest you can get to a communist business, in my opinion, is not a fucking state-run business, okay? It's a worker co-op where everyone who works there has an equal share of the company. That's democracy in the workplace. Like that's like market socialism. That's like a step towards that type of phase.
But what if you look at an entrepreneur's or a inventor's viewpoint? If you look at an inventor who creates something and it starts getting big, he's going to need to hire more people to create that because he can't keep up with how much production needs to grow, right? So you're saying that somebody who creates something doesn't deserve at least a little bit more of a share than the people that he hires to work for him?
Well, I'm more saying that these like worker co-ops are usually designed where like everyone starts it together at the same time. It's not like you're one dude and you hire a bunch of people and give them an equal share. It's like the risk that's involved that all the capitalists love to bring up in these arguments is taken collectively at the same time. Hello? Fuck me. Stalin, we can definitely talk after this if you want. Did he miss the point I made, dude? Ugh. Hello? Fuck me, dude. Alright, god damn it. Right, exactly. Yeah, good point, Stalin. Dude, I wish you were, like, on my side this entire time. Yes. True. Have you heard of Nick Gers? No. Why? Close up, yeah, hello. I was having a conversation with my right wing friend, but he's. Wait. Wrong answer. He's. Wait, is he calling me back? Hello? I had to ask because I really hate Nick Gers. No, it's not Nick Gers, it's Nick McGinnis. Where the fuck? Accept. Hello? Oh, fuck me, dude. The connection is terrible. Trans head of diamonds. Fucking hello, bitch? God damn it. Call failed. Shit. Stalin's typing in the chat. GG, hello GG. I'm not GG Gorgeous. I'm not. I don't even look like her. What? Is that the end of the call with him? We got like an hour of content out of it. Hello? Fucking hello, dude. Oh god, dude. Yeah, I know, Stalin. I know this all. I am aware. I love fucking talking to right-wingers on stream. Fuck yeah. He's calling me back. Fuck yeah. Hello. Hello?
Yo,
Can you hear me?
yo.
Yo.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Alright. So, did you see the points that
I don't know
Stalin made in Discord?
What?
Did you see the points that Stalin made in Discord?
No. I don't have the Discord.
Well, those are my rebuttals, because he picked up the slack where I lost it.
Which one? Which
It's
one of the Discords?
stream Discord chat.
Alright, so profits are made because capitalists don't pay workers the value of their labor. They only pay them the value of their labor power, which is equal to the means necessary to keep them alive as well as their family. Class struggle can lead to situations where workers are paid more, but this is not due to capitalism, but due to workers fighting for their rights. They extract surplus labor from their workers in this. But that doesn't make sense, because why would there be any new businesses being developed?
What do you mean?
If workers don't make profits, then how do workers later on in their lives create new business?
What? We're talking about
Workers
the profit.
use these profits.
We're talking about
Workers use these profits.
no. We're talking about what the owner gets. That's what the profit is. The worker gets a wage or a salary.
But if you really think about it, the way the economy is working for the person, for the worker, they use the amount of money they need to feed themselves and their family if they have it. And then they have the rest of that money that they don't use for themselves to use on other things, which could be considered profit. Like the same way businesses use the certain amount of money they need that they make to continue supporting the weight of the company, and then the rest of it becomes profit. The same thing could be seen for the way workers budget out a certain amount of money to pay for necessities, like businesses budget out and use a certain amount of money they make from selling things for necessities of the business, and the rest of it is profit. The same thing could be said for workers in the way they make money and how they make money. They budget out some of that for necessities, and the rest of it goes to themselves for them to use for other things. Those are profits for them.
That's not profit, though, in a
that
Marxist sense. It's just excess income. It's just free income. That's the term for that.
What the fuck is profit? It is just excess income.
No, profit is the money that the owner of the business gets. The bourgeois profits. Profit is surplus labor.
Their entire budgeting scheme is the business of their life. If you look at life in that business standpoint,
that's sad, though. Everyone should have the level of the owner.
No.
Why not?
If somebody creates something,
justify the hierarchy of capitalism.
I believe that if somebody creates and starts a company, they should have more rights to more of the profits than the people they hire to it. Yes, if somebody starts a company with somebody else, they should get equal profits. But in the case of most people and most companies nowadays, it started by a single person where they proceed to hire on workers. And these workers make the choice of joining the workforce. For a set amount of profit that could be made.
I don't even, like, all I want to say now is, like I was trying to say before, it's not a choice to work under capitalism.
Yes, it is, though. You make the choice to sign that contract. You can choose not to.
But you'll die, though, if you don't.
Many
if you don't
people
have,
make the choice.
If you don't have money, you die.
Dude.
Would you rather go homeless or do this? It's not a choice. It's coercion.
Dude, there's literally so many. Like, literally, there's so many stories of entrepreneurs literally coming from nothing and homelessness and starting these $1 million companies. There's a guy that literally fucking made a whole entire TV show out of it.
That's not an argument, though, against communism.
Yeah, dude, what your argument is that people are not... I'm not arguing against communism. I'm arguing that workers make the choice to join a workforce.
Just because they might become owners after, that makes it a choice? Huh?
People make the choice to work for profit so they can then, if they're smart enough, later start their own business.
People don't not do things just because they're not smart enough to do them. Opportunity scarcity exists as well. Like,
yes, but you need to be smart enough to realize that opportunity.
That's idealism. That's what statements like that are what we mean when we talk about capitalist idealism, which is actually probably worse than capitalist realism now that I encounter it in debate real time.
But it's not just fucking idealism. My point that I was making is that there are people out there that will come up from nothing and they'll make the choice to do a bit of work so they can gain enough money to build enough credit to start new businesses.
But you haven't, like, argued against the coercion point, though. Like, why is that not how it works? Like,
dude,
how is it a choice if it's coercive?
Nobody does anything without motivation.
Why should the incentive to get a job be you'll go homeless and starve if you don't? Why should that be the incentive then?
Dude.
I'm pointing out the problem with monetary incentive.
If you think about it, and the way I've always seen it is there's like 3 ways to motivate people. There's sex, there's money, and there's fear. Right?
You don't think people can be motivated by anything else? That's pretty bleak.
Dude, the 3 things I've ever been motivated by in my entire life were sex, money, and fear.
Well, what do you mean by motivated?
Mainly sex and money, but fear has been a couple of the time.
Wait, so you do everything, like, you did everything, like, in school, and you do it just for money? Like...
The way I thought about it through most of my schooling was that if I do well enough, I'll be able to make enough money after going to school to start my own business and succeed in our capitalist economy. Yes.
See, I don't want money. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled creatively.
By money, yes.
I was never the one who was like, yeah, I want to get a job that'll make a lot of money. It's like, no, I just want to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Don't get me wrong. I want to do something that I enjoy while I make money. But one of the things I really enjoy, hear me out here, is making money.
I don't value it. I don't... That's not a motivating factor for me for many things I do.
hear me out here. A lot of the communist states that you see out there, instead of using money as the motivator like capitalism does, and if you look at, well, Stalin, for example, they use fear.
Well, I'm not a
The
Stalinist.
fear of starvation.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to argue against with my system, because it exists in capitalism as well as in state socialism.
Dude, so many people don't want to follow communism because they see all these examples of people starving to death in these apocalyptic style of lifestyles, like in fucking Cuba and Venezuela.
Okay, Vuvuzela argument. Okay.
I mean, you can even see it in fucking Cuba.
What do you mean? What's in Cuba? What's...
Dude, there's literally, if you go into the fucking cities in Cuba that aren't fucking, that the government doesn't regulate the tourists away from, you see these apocalyptic style situations of living for people.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I need to learn more about... Cuba's like the best country in South America. That's possible. I need to learn more about all of the so-called socialist nations, because I need to be better when people bring this shit up. But again, I'm not a tanky, so I don't bother. Like,
That's my point, though. That's my point. If you look at a lot of fucking socialists out there and a lot of communists out there, a lot of it's like, oh, that's not my style of communism. I said that earlier in this argument.
well, it's true. Like, it's true that it's not. Like, I'm not a Cuban, like, Marxist-Leninist style, like, post-military dictatorship
Dude,
communist.
when you hand me a book that shows me a style of communism that I think might work, I will support you all the fucking way.
Well, you haven't even read
But until
Conquest
that
of
day
Bread
comes-
yet.
But until that day comes, I'm going to stick to my capitalist beliefs.
Well, read the bread book and get back to me.
Is that literally just the name of the book, the bread book?
No, the Conquest of Bread.
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to admit, I haven't read a lot of communist writing. I've tried to read some of it, but I haven't. I can't. I don't think I've read nearly as much as you, Matthew.
Well, no, because I read
Well, that's
that,
just 'cause
and
I
I
think-
read the manifesto, and I read the idea of communism,
Yeah, I
and
think
I'm
you've gone a
reading
little
Michael
bit crazy in
Parenti.
the amount of reading that you've done on it.
And I bought Michael Brooks's book.
As you call yourself, you're the fucking anarcho queen of communism.
True. Nothing has ever been
Which
more
honestly
base.
kind of sounds like a fucking drag queen.
I'm not a drag
That sounds like
queen,
I
though.
shit you not. That sounds like a drag queen name. Anarcho queen.
Hey,
That
well,
does
that's my
sound like a
title.
drag name.
That's
No
my
offense.
title, not really my name. And this is Michael Parenti right now. Stalin sent a link. Fuck yeah.
I think that, and my point with Cuba, too, is that it also affects the class-based argument that you made earlier, because if you look at Cuba, there is a vast difference in class there.
Well, what do you mean by class?
Like different classes of people. There are people that are like doctors, yes, in Cuba, that are successful. But then you also have people that are living in fucking buildings that are literally fucking falling apart, and fucking cities that are filled with fucking disgustingness and trash, where kids literally fucking play in concrete fucking torn apart city pools that have been fucking evaporated all the water out of them. And on top of that, you'll see all these people living in fucking situations in Cuba where, yeah, like I said, they're living in these falling apart buildings and they're starving to death.
Okay, well, I don't want to do the cute, like, I don't want to argue on this, because I don't know. So, like, you know?
You don't want to argue on this because you feel like you're going to lose the argument.
Well, anyway, like, you still haven't convinced me that getting a job under capitalism is a choice.
Dude,
So,
I think when you get handed, I don't, like I said, I think choices are made based off of motivations. For a lot of people, in a capitalist thought process, motivation, one of those motivations that could make your choices, that can help encourage and influence those choices, one of those things is money. That's why people are willing to make the choice to sign a contract to work for somebody.
okay, but why do you think that's the incentive in our society though? Is because if you don't have money in our society, like I've been saying, you are poor and you starve and you go homeless and you die. And you can't pay your
If you
medical
look at
bills,
different
etc.
socialist states, you'll see the same fucking thing, dude.
Well, yeah, I would argue that maybe they haven't abolished the monetary motivation part to the extent that I want. Like, why do you think money motivates
Dude,
people
like, I
in a
didn't hear
society
half of
that's...
what you just said.
Well, why do you think money motivates people in a society that's
I heard, like,
constructed around money? Like, it's...
You want to abolish the construct of money? Is that what you're trying to say? Because, like I said, I'm hearing like half of what you're saying.
I'm trying to say that we should reorganize society so it's not based around money.
So what do you want to base it around then?
Cooperation, mutual aid.
What I was saying earlier, the idea of cooperation and fucking why am I forgetting the word now? Another C word. I say it a lot.
Cunt.
No. It's not a vulgar word, though I do like the word. It's like a synonym for cooperation.
Collectivism?
No. Oh fuck! I'm blanking on words right now.
Chat have any ideas?
Shit. Why am I forgetting the fucking word right now? Cooperation. I'm blanking on the word. Anyways. The fuck was I saying now? Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Dude, I already forgot what the fuck I was saying. Holy shit. Yo.
What?
You can't let me do...
Well, I'm sorry.
Fuck. You're talking about fucking... Anyways, you're talking about fucking... You want society to be based off of cooperation. Right?
Yep.
What are they gonna cooperate about, though? What's gonna drive this cooperation?
The fact that people need shit to live.
So people cooperate in the workplace to live in capitalist.
That's not. No, no, that's literally not what I mean.
Then
Production
what do you
is
mean?
literally the part of society that we're trying to reorganize, right? Production is based on need rather than monetary incentive.
So you want to motivate cooperation in a communist workplace based off of a non-monetary way.
Well,
In
that's
a
what makes it
non-monetary way.
communist. Yeah, like that's yeah.
That's what you're saying. I'm just trying to make sure I understand completely what you're saying.
Yes, that is communism. Yes.
So I say again, I'm going to say again, what's going to drive this cooperation? What's going to motivate this cooperation? Because
What do you mean?
nobody ever wants to do anything unless they get something out of it, right?
No, that's a capitalist argument. Also, everyone is getting something out of it because that's how the society is mobilized.
Dude, I've never done anything in my life unless I've gotten something.
Nobody is being left behind.
Never once.
You realize that? No, but can you hear me though? Like,
Dude, you there?
yeah?
Alright. Well, it fucking disconnected for a minute. I've never done anything in my life that I didn't get something out of it for. Ever since I've had like the ability to think for myself.
Okay.
So
Anecdote.
my point is, what are people going to get? What is someone going to get out of it for themselves? That's going to motivate them to have this cooperation in the workplace.
The fact that they get the benefits of society as well as everyone else around them. The fact that they're having their needs met, dog, like that. Okay, this ban this guy. Stalin or Nick, ban this kid. He's posting shit porn. Or I'll do it. Ban GG Clipper. Ban. I should have done that for life. Fuck. That is some disgusting shit, dude.
What did he say?
He was spamming shit porn, dog.
What the fuck?
Yeah. With like a woman with a prolapsed asshole.
A woman with a prolapsed asshole?
Yeah.
That sounds nasty.
I just blocked that guy on Twitch as well.
Oh. No.
What?
Safety.
Nice. Where were we anyway? Did I
What?
just beat you in an argument?
I can't even fucking remember what you just said, dude. Honestly, I'm too tired.
Well, damn. I'll take the W. Fuck yeah. I'm so ridiculous, dude.
I mean, if that's your idea of a W, then okay.
Well,
Because honestly, I can't remember what the fuck you just said.
well, you didn't prove me wrong.
What did you say though?
When? My point about, like, everybody's benefiting, everyone, like... Should we just, like, talk about something else now, but beyond our economic debate?
Everyone's benefiting, but hear me out. It's human nature, especially from like a, well, in your terms, a cis male viewpoint. It's human nature to want to have competitiveness and betterment over somebody else.
Yeah, but there's also a cooperative side to human nature. Like as natural as competition is, you could also say cooperation is.
That's arguable. If you look at people, like if you look at fucking uh primitive society, people have always chose competition over cooperation.
Well, how do you think we advanced
That's
beyond
how
it?
leaders happened.
Okay, but my
That's how
whole
leaders and heroes happen.
okay, but my whole like ideology is based on breaking that down.
But how are you going to break down a human nature?
Well, first of all, because the opposite is also human
Because
nature. And second of all,
it's
because
literally,
part of this is
you
just your
don't
own.
break down subconscious thoughts.
No, I'm
You
talking about
can't
like
break down.
breaking down the structure of like leader and authority and domination. That's what I meant by that.
So without leadership, society stagnates.
What do you mean by
Even in a communist
stagnates?
state. Even if you look at a successful fucking communist state without a leadership, it's gonna end up like fucking Wall-E. Even if it does somehow fucking
Wall-E is a
succeed.
critique of capitalism. Wall-E is a critique of society as it exists right now.
It still will fucking end up to the point where humans are going to fucking destroy themselves. Because, humans are going to fucking destroy themselves. It's another part of human nature.
But the only reason why you're just arguing that this is human nature is because you have to
Humans
believe that because you're a
subconsciously destroy
capitalist.
themselves
It's
because
capitalist
they realize
realism.
how worthless they are.
Part of this is just your own ideology, though.
Yeah, part of your communist viewpoint is also part of your ideology.
Okay, but that doesn't refute the fact that, like, your view on human nature is ideological, and that's what I'm arguing right now, in this moment.
My argument is, I guess we're agreeing on this point because both of our philosophies affect our viewpoint on human nature. Your viewpoint on human nature is that cooperation overpowers competition.
Well, no, my
Right?
viewpoint is that they're both in us.
Yeah.
And we should
but
structure society to
in order
encourage
for a
cooperation
social
rather
state
than
to work,
competition.
the human nature of cooperation has to overpower the competition. And your idea of a pure socialist state, cooperation overpowers competition.
Cooperation is encouraged. Whereas in capitalism,
And competition
competition
is
is
not.
encouraged, while cooperation and cooperative thinking and thinking of yourself as part of a class, part of a group, is discouraged.
I mean, yeah. I think that if cooperation wasn't encouraged, you wouldn't have workplaces in the first place in capitalism.
What do you mean?
Businesses don't work unless everybody cooperates and works together.
Yeah, under the dictatorial rule
I know
of the
that
guy
one for a
in
fact.
charge.
I know that one for a fact. For fuck's sake, I own 5% of a fucking oil company.
Yeah, and you work for your
This oil
dad.
company would fucking fall apart. What?
You have to do what he says, though. That's that's what we're
Not
critiquing.
fucking always. He's literally, dude. He's fucking given me control over the fucking management of the company.
Okay, now
I'm
you
running
get to.
this fucking business.
Okay,
he just
now
fucking does deliveries.
Okay, now you get to
Me
tell
and my
people what
brother
to
are the
do.
ones-
Like, that's not
Yeah,
the
that's
point.
literally. What I'm saying though
You realize
is
that's
that
a very
if
unique
every
situation. Like, you're in a
if
family
every part of
business,
this
dog.
work. No, dude, we had fucking 3 employees this winter. 3 non-family employees this winter.
Yeah, but
Who me and my brother manage.
yeah, but my points still stand.
Well, what my point still stands too. If fucking if everybody in the workplace didn't cooperate and to make the fucking machine of the company work, make sure all the gears were well oiled and shifting correctly, then the entire fucking business would have fallen apart this winter because we were doing fucking 60 deliveries a day. Which really isn't a lot.
I just realized
Because
how
next
much.
winter we're
Oh
going to be
god.
doing double that.
I just realized how much our arguments get like mixed up with semantical things, because like that's not what you're pointing to as cooperation is not what I mean by the cooperative instinct of human nature.
But my point is that capitalism still encourages cooperation. You're saying capitalism discourages cooperation. I'm disagreeing with you. Because capitalist workplaces encourage cooperation. Because without cooperation, capitalist business falls apart at the seams.
But how cooperative is it though when you have a boss? Like that's more like domination than cooperation, really. That's why it's called a worker
Domination? I thought
co-op
you
when
were
everyone
into
is the boss.
domination.
Yeah, in the bedroom, not anywhere else. I'm an anarchist.
Yeah, I've always found that funny. You're an anarchist politically. And you're like, nobody can control me. But you're also like, I want to get bent over and fucked in the ass in the bedroom.
I mean, the dichotomy of human.
I just think it's ironic.
That exists though. People are
Yeah, I
mirrors.
know, right? I think it's funny. That's my point. But I love how we just went from fucking communism to fucking ass fucking.
I mean, naturally.
But but fucking shit. Where was I?
Someone's calling me hot in the chat. Thank you.
What?
Somebody's just complimenting me in the chat.
Yo, that was one thing I noticed about one of your other chats, or one of your other fucking videos. Can't remember which one
Yeah.
it was. I think it was the fucking. Which one was it? I think it was like one of your like 15 like 20-minute long videos. One of the people was like, "Wow," like was like complimenting the shit out of you, and I was like, "What the fuck? What is going on?
Well, I
Is this
mean,
chat just used to flirt with Matt?"
Twitch chats get thirsty. Like, I'm literally getting asked for feet pics right now. Like, I've reached this point.
Dude,
I
you could
feel
make a
special now.
You could make a capitalist business off of feet pics.
Well, I mean, that's what. It's kind of alarming how many leftist chicks get OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah, but hear me out here. Leftist communist only fans are supporting a capitalist business of feet pics.
yeah, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, even of our feet.
That's funny.
It's
That's
terrible.
hilarious. You're gonna add for feet pics. Dude, I wish I could make money taking pictures of my feet, okay?
I mean, you might like. It's harder. It's a harder road if you're a dude.
Like, is that all I have to do? Do I just have to, like, fucking tone myself up a little bit and, like, fucking become transgender and just sell pictures of my feet? I'll do it.
I think you're better off than me right now, seeing as you're like, you just proclaimed that you're the manager of an oil company. Like,
What?
I think you're like better off than me right now. Like, you don't need to do that since you're like the manager of an oil company.
Yo, you're like breaking up again.
Fuck.
Yo, I'm so glad I picked up Monsters like fucking 5 hours ago. Because, like, I'd not be awake right now if it was for that.
Wait, Nick.
Be out like a fucking light on my couch.
Bro.
Bro, what?
Did you watch, like, the old, like, videos on my channel?
On your YouTube channel or on the
Yeah,
Twitch channel?
on my
On
YouTube
Twitch,
channel.
then.
Like,
I
did you
haven't
go
watched all of them,
through?
no.
No?
You want me to just go through and watch all of them?
Well, like, I was just wondering if you did, because honestly, they're not bad. Like,
Do you want me to go through and watch all of them?
if you want to.
I could probably do it at work tomorrow.
It would be funny because I'm such a leftist and you're so not.
Yeah. Isn't that why you wanted me on here?
Yeah, because I actually like ideological diversity, unlike the caricature of the left that the right likes to build up.
Dude, my favorite people to talk to are the people I disagree with.
Right.
As much as I like make fun of you, but that's just the way I show my affection towards people. I want to make that abundantly clear. The way I show my affection towards people and the way I show that I actually like, give somewhat of a fuck about you is by being a humongous douchebag to you.
I know,
It's
I'm
the way
aware
I
of
work.
this. I'm aware of this.
Yeah, but I don't know if Stalin is.
Oh, he'll learn.
Don't think I've been particularly mean to Stalin yet. But I mean, I
No.
feel like if you continue having me on here, I feel like I might just start like calling out people. Because like I've been busy with work today, and I was gonna try to go through the Discord comments, try to read out what people were thinking. I just didn't have time to. I wanted to do that before I came on to your stream here, good buddy. But
Well, Stalin was arguing with the other, like, conservative in the chat about the wage gap or something. That's what happened earlier
like
today.
the feminist wage gap, or
Yeah, that thing.
is he for or against the wage gap?
Well, Alamanati was saying that it doesn't exist, and Stalin was arguing that it does exist.
But only from like a really, really fucking general viewpoint.
Yeah, I don't... That topic is so boring to me, dude. That's so, like, old. Like, that's so, like,
Yeah,
2014.
I've argued that way many times. Yo, you know what video I did enjoy though?
What?
I found the fucking 3% video you did really funny.
That was fun as fuck, honestly.
Dude, I feel like once this fucking quarantine is over, I forgot the word for a minute. I feel like once quarantine is over, there's just gonna be like a couple days where me and you chill and we're just gonna fucking stream.
Oh, fuck yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
And fucking peeps will actually be able to see my face. My ugly fucking mug.
Dude, I honestly, like, I cannot wait until I get my fucking hormones.
Yo, I actually was meaning to ask you, is that Ava chick on hormones?
Oh yeah, dude. She's like a year on it.
Yeah, she sounded like she was on hormones.
She is like, like she is amazing.
Are you like down to fuck quarantine girlfriend?
Oh, 100%, dude. Who isn't? Like,
Me, I'm
I'm
not.
thirsty. In her
No.
chat, I'm thirsty.
Are you like the fucking simp of her chat?
Well, actually, I barely even interact in the chat. She does have a girlfriend or non-binary partner, actually, but
Is that the fucking Ava that goes to EMF with you?
no, the girl who goes to UMF with me is Kira,
Oh, is it? I thought it
who's
was
a
Ava.
no, she's like a tanky, like a ML, and she actually declined to join the server and be a mod because I guess I asked her in a wrong way. I told her about the like gamer kids who raided me, and she didn't want to like be in that environment. She's kind of like afraid of debate.
She has a good choice in games, I've noticed. I checked out her channel. A little bit, I checked out her channel.
Ava?
She did a stream on Total. Yeah, I checked out Ava's stream. She did a Total War Shogun 2, actually, stream. So I've got a little bit of respect. Because, like, Total War Shogun 2 is fucking awesome. But
Ava's a commie as well. Like she's like real, like yeah.
she's got a good taste in games. Yo,
Yo.
I forgot to say May the 4th be with you.
Oh, true, and also with you. God damn it, it's not even that date anymore.
I'm sad now. I feel like I failed myself as a nerd.
It's okay.
Anyway, yo, one thing I have noticed with you, with some of your posting recently, though, too, is that like, what's this whole, like, thing with, like, LARPing that's been going on with the left? I'm confused.
LARPing?
Yeah, like, you claim people are, like, LARPers on the right.
There's
And
LARPers on the left as well. Like LARPing is basically
well,
like
I'm, like, confused, so explain. What's your... Is it, like, an insult? I'm confused.
LARPing, yeah, it's like an accusation that you don't actually believe in anything and you're just like acting. It's like aesthetics to you and you just like, you're just a LARPer. Like you act more serious than you think.
All right. Do you see me as a LARPer?
No, not at all. You're definitely not a fucking LARPer, dude. You don't
But, like, hear me out here. Do you have a problem with actual LARPers?
No, that's not the
Like, people who
criticism
actually...
either. No.
Because, like, have you ever actually LARPed? It's pretty fun.
No, I haven't.
I think you'd quite enjoy LARPing, actually.
I definitely would have
If I'm
loved
being
it,
honest.
like years ago, like when I was a younger, like teenager, I would have loved that. But
Well, like, the way I see it is that, like, you could explore all your political beliefs in a LARPing viewpoint. And it could be cool.
that's true, yeah. Like actual political LARPing, like
Literally! You could become, like, a socialist voice in a LARP group, and it would be so cool.
fuck yeah.
Speaking of socialist LARP groups, when I did LARP very briefly, which I did LARP very briefly, the country I was part of was a socialist government.
Wonderful. So you have
And
LARPed as a socialist before.
like, eh? I wasn't against the socialist state because it was like a small state, and as I've said to you previously, I do believe that non-state socialism could work in a small society.
Right, yeah. You have said that.
And in that society, in that government I was working in during the LARP was small enough that I feel like it could have supported this socialist economy.
Right, okay. Damn. All I need to convert you is start a small country. Like,
pull like some like Washington DC shit, just like fucking take a city, like take over a city, and just turn it into a country. Socialism might work. Get like a group of like 10,000 people in a country, and just be like, you know what, fuckers, we're gonna be socialists.
it's a good experimental idea, true. But it's kind of like weird and staggering and like intimidating how often our socialism bends towards authoritarianism, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of human nature. I think that's where competitiveness in socialism becomes a factor. Because people, like I said, the competitiveness of human nature shines through, and people naturally want better than than the rest of the people. So they become these authoritarian dictators like Stalin did.
Well, I would argue like what those leaders did also had to do with what like conditions they were dealing with. Like it was like trying to achieve communism with a like out of like with Russia, it was literally out of like a backwards feudalistic stuck in the past nation. Like that like it's gonna be a long road full of death. Like when societies change and shift, people die. Like it's kind of an inevitable thing about the conditions you're in.
Yeah, but I mean, let's for example say, Matt, you become the new socialist leader of the United States. All right?
Mm.
And for some reason it becomes like, I don't know, fucking, it gets passed on to another, like, I don't know, your son or something. Let's just say, for example, the United States didn't become the United States. It was, Britain won the Revolutionary War, and now we're a socialist, part of socialist Britain. We're under a monarchy, right?
Okay.
You're the king of the social state of the United States. What happens after you die and somebody else takes over, and then their natural competitiveness destroys all your work?
What do you mean? What happens?
Like it has literally for every other fucking person that has ever tried communism. Or fucking most conquerors, for example. Like look at Alexander the Great. Once Alexander the Great died in his India conquest, all of his fucking generals laid claim to different parts of Greece, and then infighting happened and destroyed it. Destroyed all of his work.
Yeah, infighting is a problem in the left as well, for sure.
I think
I keep saying
the original... that's my problem with a communist state, too. Is that after the original leader of that communist state dies, it's going to splinter and it's going to fracture. And the competitiveness of the human nature of competitiveness is going to shine through, and it's going to tear apart the communist state.
Well, right now it's kind of stopping us
from
all that
pushing work you did to
towards it.
Socialist. What?
Right now, that type of like split and sectarianism and shit is like keeping us from pushing towards it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at it, if you look at a lot of fucking people, it's kind of understandable. They don't want, oh, this dude's gonna die in like 20 years. Oh fuck, the state's fucked, dude. Guess what happens? We're back to capitalism.
I mean, it's kind of unfortunate to look around the world and see that, like, yeah, socialism isn't really been achieved. Like, communism is just, or China is just state capitalist. Like,
Like,
and
Matt,
Russia is
I'm
just
gonna tell you
capitalist
something.
now. It's like it's Putin's basically it's just like dictatorial, like, state capitalism, like I said. Like,
Matt, can you do me a favor?
what?
This is gonna be a big favor, but I need you to do this for me.
What?
Like, before you die and before I die, I want you to write a book. It's like your idea of communism, and I want to see if your idea of I want to read it, and I want to see if you can convince me that your kind of communism can work.
You want me to write theory?
Yeah, I literally want you to write theory. I want you to write a book of theory so I can read it.
That might unironically happen. Like, but
Like I want to write a novel that is like fucking fetishes in comparison to philosophy. How fetishes affect philosophy,
yeah,
right?
you have yet to quiz me.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to put it all together. It's like a lot of work.
You have no idea how much, like, that
But
interests me. Like,
what?
you have no clue how much that's interesting to me. Like,
On top of that, you're like the only one that I know that would be willing to answer those questions truthfully.
really, the only one?
Yeah, it sucks. You should get like your group of. Once I get this done, you should get your group of followers to do it.
Fuck yeah. Well, once I do my personality thing, if that ever gets finished, I want to, like, announce it on the internet. I want it to be like a thing
Yeah.
that people
Yo,
talk about instead of just like zodiac shit.
yo. Yeah, I think it would be funny
What?
if like one of your followers posted like communist hentai on your fucking uh whatever it is Discord.
I mean, that's not against the rules. Like,
As long as it's communist, we can see some anime titties.
based, exactly.
Like just slap some fucking hammer and sickle stickers over her nips. You're good to go. Watch as like fucking Stalin goes and does that now.
Right? I don't even know if he's watching anymore.
Honestly, I think he might have gotten tired of dealing with me.
Perhaps.
Can you blame him?
Those dudes in the chat also got sexist real quick. Like, they did not know the line. Like, they didn't even see the line. They just, like, stepped. Like, so I just ignored them.
Yeah. I still haven't looked at the fucking Twitch chat yet.
Being a girl is weird.
I wonder if like I go on the Twitch stream while I'm talking to you, if it will like fucking cause a loop.
I think it, like, cuts the call off.
Why aren't you loading, you piece of trash?
Whoa, is Vosh still live? What the fuck is he doing? Why is he awake at 1 a.m.?
Deals to like populist rhetoric.
Oh, he's just,
So,
like,
you know,
talking to chat. Yeah, he's just...
Yo, who the fuck did you ban again?
Um... Um... I don't remember his name. GG Clipper. That's who I banned.
Why'd you ban him? Oh yeah,
Because he
you send in
spammed
shit
shit porn. What do you think?
It's still funny to me.
Let me just read off this comment for a second. According to people like you, wonder where that's pointing to. There's over 70 genders. First of all, that's not the argument.
Honestly,
Well, it's
I'm
funny
not gonna
how only
lie,
2 of
now
them
I'm
have the
kind of
coronavirus. Well, hold on a
What?
second. I need to debate this person in chat for a second. The argument isn't there are this amount of genders. The argument is gender is a social construct. There's no set amount of genders you have. So your comment is retarded, first of all, and I'm not afraid to whip out the R slur, but what are you saying?
Dude, you're like fucking like breaking up so I can hardly hear you.
What did you say?
I like how nobody's posted on the memes Discord yet.
Well, I just made it today.
I'm not gonna lie, I might fill it up with like, you know those like fucking Facebook profile pictures where it's like neckbeard dudes with like anime girls next to them?
Yes.
I might just make like a ton of memes of that, except it's gonna be Karl Marx with a fucking hentai bitch.
It should be Karl Marx with
Next.
me.
What?
It should be Karl Marx with me.
And have like have some like fucking tentacles coming out down your shoulder or some shit. Make it in some like tentacle anti-joke.
Sure. God, everyone
Be like
always
Karl
fucking
Marx
talks
is
about my
secretly the
lips,
Kraken.
dude. Everyone.
Yo, I feel like this Twitch stream is devolving.
Well, it's because chat is full of chuds now. Someone just asked how big my dick is. This is not an AMA.
Dude, like it won't even let me open up the Twitch stream right now.
Yeah, you're not missing
We have
anything.
7 viewers now. Who
Yeah.
the fuck's watching this shit?
We used that word in 2020. Leftists to point out transphobes. Dumbass. Ash.com is getting banned. I need mods in my Twitch chat.
Honestly, the only reason I'm gonna watch this again later is just to read the chat.
I'm not crying, I'm banning you. Are you a TERF, too? Are you a woman and you're transphobic? Jesus Christ.
Me?
No, I'm talking to this person.
The fuck is a turf?
Trans-exclusionary radical feminist? You didn't watch my video on Ariel Scarcella?
What?
Did you watch my video on Ariel Scarcella?
Are you asking me if I'm a turf?
No.
What the fuck is a turf?
A trans-exclusionary radical feminist. It's a feminist who hates trans people.
Oh. Trans feminist?
No. Anti-trans feminists.
Okay. So. Alright.
ContraPoints. Ugh, fuck you. Why are you rating us on how hard we make your dick, dude? God damn it.
Yo. I kind of want to, like, troll the shit out of somebody right now.
How so?
I kind of just want to, like, fucking, like, order a dildo online and send it to somebody's house. A random person's house.
Do it.
Cause it... Like, imagine how that'd fuck with somebody.
What if it showed up at Stalin's house?
I don't know Stalin's address.
Yeah, but what if it just happened to be his address?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I debated on doing that for your birthday just to fuck with you. You're sending you like a fucking like 9-inch, like from like head to the balls, like 9 inches of like dick that can go into you.
Jesus,
Big
dude.
9-inch black dick. I was debating on just sending it to you randomly, like from nobody, in the mail, because I thought it would be funny.
I mean, honestly, what do you think I would do? Like,
Honestly, I feel like you probably would have just like fucking texted me being like, "Yo, dude, I just got like a big black cock in the mail."
well, you know, I would have posted on my story, dude. I would have been like, someone's supplying me, like.
I probably would have like marked it down like from Willow too. Like I would have asked Willow for her address just so I could put her address on it, just to fuck with you more. Because I know you knew Willow's address,
Wow.
so you'd think it was from Willow. Imagine that though. Oh, it'd be even funnier if I wrote a note in it being like, "This is what Aaron's dick looks like."
Jesus, God. Dude, why? I wanna know why my chat gets filled up with fucking retards so easily.
Well,
Chat is so obnoxious.
I heard like half of that.
Chat is fucking obnoxious. Alright, you call me transgender scum, you get banned. There's no fucking compromises.
Somebody call you transgender scum?
Mm-hmm.
And was it the dude you called a Nazi?
And now I'm getting called out for using the R slur. It's okay when you use it against transphobes, guys. That's what it means. Retarded means transphobic. Like chill. Stop. Stop.
I'm so confused.
I'm yelling at chat. It's fine. Normal streamer shit.
What are they saying?
They're getting me on my ableism. Because I use the R slur.
What, retard?
Uh-huh, and now you did it.